All right, thank you for listening to your typical podcast. My name is Donnie, and I am joined by some really good friends today. Um, joined by my friend Alex. He's just say hi. I don't know.
Uh,
Austin,
Hi.
and then Varsha.
Hello.
And we all met each other because we played this like game online with each other, and we'll just talk more about it and what we thought. I would love for I feel like Alex, you'll give a good description of so we play this game called The Hive together. Can you tell everyone what is the Hive?
oh my
What is it?
God. What is the Hive? That's such a loaded question. But I honestly don't even know. The Hive was this game that we all played about a year ago, and it was hosted on Discord um by my friend Alex Viber, who I guess you guys know as well. I don't know if you guys applied or he invited you, but Um, he told me about it, and it's basically he created this reality show type of game where we all just kind of vote each other off one by one, kind of Survivor, kind of Big Brother, but his own little format. And I guess we'll get into that, like the actual rounds
Mhm.
later. But yeah, and then at the end there was only one winner standing.
Wait, who was the winner? I don't remember.
Oh, oh no. It was me. I won. I won my first ever online game. So very
Who-
proud.
Wait, so
Yay.
how many games did you play before The Hive?
Oh my God. My first game that I ever played when I was 13 years old when I played my first ever game.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was a baby. And I played from 2013 to 2018. I played around, I want to say 11, 10 to 11 games.
It's crazy.
Um, and I had never won one. I made it to final three, but I've never won the votes to win.
Mhm.
Um, and now I can say that I have. So it's pretty cool.
Period. Austin, what brought you to The Hive?
So Alex Viber posted the application in a VL that I was in. Because he knows this woman, Sarah, whose game I played right before the Hive. I got voted out first. So I was just put in the VL immediately. And Sarah found me on Twitter. Like I posted a Survivor tweet. I don't know about what, but it got like a ton of likes and like retweets. And so she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, it looks like you're a really big fan of Survivor. You should play my online game." And so like that's how I got all into it. Um,
Mhm. So it was your second time
and
playing
I've
it,
played like
or
it was my
the
second time
first time?
playing this. I feel like it was my first like real time because I just like I was in the game for like 2 days and I barely did anything.
Mhm. That's fair. And then Varsha, I know me and you were the newbies. Like we had never played anything before. How did you get to the Hive? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I had a coworker who was in I think season 5 of The Hive, who's one of my coworker besties. His name's Jeff. He's great. And we just had we do like a once a month like wine social, just like rant about work. And in it I was sharing like something like I became addicted to Love is Blind because somebody at work who I like wanted to cozy up and network with loved Love is Blind. And then I became addicted to it, even though, and this person ended up being completely useless to me. But from that, Jeff was like, I just texted Vibe and was like, hey, I know this like cool girl who wants to who has some strategy, even though she doesn't always know what she's doing. Likes reality TV, and Viber reached out and was like, "Hey, you should do this." And I had never heard of online reality games before. Like, I was like, it was like within like 3 weeks, I went from applying to actually joining the first call. So I was definitely probably the newest in a lot of ways of just like knowing that that world existed.
I mean, I was pretty new too. I came to the Hive because I've been friends with Shay for a few years. Shay was on the production team of the Hive, and one time Shay came to Chicago, and we met up. And I was actually really drunk, so I barely remember this night anyway. But like Mark was there and John was there, so it was like Shay, John, and Mark. And like they kept talking about like, yeah, we know each other from Discord. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even understand. Like Discord, and I only knew Discord that people play like video games on there. That's kind of like my only experience. So then when I saw that Shay reshared like the Hiver was looking for more people, and I was like, "Oh, this is how you guys met." And she's like, "Yeah, like, you should apply." And I just was like, "Okay, I'll try it out." And then similar to you, Varsha, like I think I got accepted in the game. It was actually on my birthday, I remember. So February 7th, and I think we just started the next week after. So it was pretty quick. I just like, "Oh, okay, I'm playing now." And I was a fan of like Survivor and Big Brother, and like I thought it would be fun, but I think I was learning as I went. That was kind of my strategy. I was like, I'll learn as I go because I don't know how hard people are playing. And I think one of the big things that I learned after the game is like, legitimately, I was like there to make friends. I was like, I want to have friends. Like, I want to be like Shay, John, and Mark, friends around the world that you could just go meet up with wherever you are and just hang out. And then, like, I think one of my biggest realizations is that, like, I feel like honestly, probably me and Varsha were probably the biggest. Like, we're here to meet people, and most people weren't. And I didn't realize that. So that was
Wasn't
like
that
tricky.
hard? It was so hard. That was
Mhm.
definitely like the biggest learning that I had was like, oh, like, no, people are here to play a game and that's super reasonable because that's what it is. And I was like, oh, but that's not what I'm here for. And it made
Mhm.
it a little sad at the end, honestly. It was like kind of hard.
I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that people would like take my, at least myself, like I just gave everyone a fair chance to like actually get to know them.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna like give everyone the same amount of attention, and like I think it's different than like playing with them. Like just because me and Austin have a call about cats at 2 a.m. doesn't mean I'm not gonna vote him out the next day because I was like they're different. Like we're playing the game, but also like I'm here to make friends. So that was kind of crazy. What are you gonna say, Alex?
No, that it's so interesting that you guys are saying that you're here to make friends because I was the complete opposite. I was like, I'm here to win some money. I'm going into
Not the
crypto.
money.
I was like, and it's so funny because now I have like actual friends.
Yeah.
But like I was there, even in my interview, they were like, "Oh, like, are you here to make friends?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I'm never gonna see these people again after this. Like, I'm gonna cut their throats. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win." And
Mhm.
it's funny because now I have like actual people that I connect to.
I said, and you did that. You did cut people's throat.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
Honest,
you did both.
You and me did
You
that.
won and you
yeah,
got the friends.
yeah. So like, I think like we can talk about the game a little bit more. I know for me, like my strategy, like going in again blind, was to make friends, but also I think I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of I want to be like the silent killer, kind of like we were saying, Alex. So like, I knew I was gonna be cutthroat. I'm a cutthroat person in general. Like that's just who I am, and like if I get a chance, if someone like gives me a shot, I'm probably gonna take it like if it's a shot at them like a joke or whatever. I'm like always gonna go for it. So I'm like I want to get close to people, and I also want to be able to like kind of contextualize the game and this my friendship, but I'm not scared to cut. So like I was ready to cut anybody at any point. Like if it meant that I was gonna get further, I'm like anybody can go. I'm curious to know. I know Austin and Varsha, what were your strategies going in?
I don't really know if I had one. I was just trying to not get voted out first. At least back then, I was like, let me not leave first like I did last time. And I felt like I needed to like talk to as many people as possible initially to not have that happen because I think that was my downfall like the first time I had played a game.
Hmm.
Um, because I think I was also going in like, oh, I want to make friends. And then once the challenges started happening, I was like, oh wow, this is fun. And like I'm almost first in some of these. And once I started winning some challenges, I was like, oh my God, this is fun. I like to win.
You won a lot. I think you won like the
Yeah, you
second
won a
most,
lot.
the
I won a
second most of
lot.
everybody, which is awesome. And then Varsha,
Yeah.
what was your strategy going in?
I was like so confused until like the second week, honestly. Like I had no idea what I was doing. And I think some folks, like the more experienced players, thought that that was just all a game I was playing. It was like, she's just like, and I'm like, no, I actually don't know what I'm doing. And I am like pretty honest most of the time, but I didn't really have a strategy. And I also I'm not a very competitive person, even though I do love to play games, but I would have been so bummed out if I had gotten voted off that that's more of what kind of kept me around. But I definitely really just leaned into like the social strategy pieces of it. Like that is my skill. Like I think I won like 3 or 4 challenges and did an okay job there, but I didn't really think that that was going to be my strong suit. But it was like, let me just make sure everybody likes me
Mhm.
and then they won't vote me off. And that did work for a pretty long time, but
I
that's not
mean,
going to make you win.
I feel like people would like if you made it to the end, you might have beat us, all of us.
That's why
I
you,
think.
yeah, maybe. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not just saying that. I think there's a really, yeah. Well, okay. We could talk about the end of the game,
Yeah,
but
we'll get
there
there.
was, yeah.
So like before we start talking about the game, I would love to talk about like our like first impressions of each other. I know I like shared a little bit, but like Alex, I feel like we didn't really talk in the beginning, to be honest. Like I think there were like way too many people. Like there were 18 people. So 17 other people besides yourself. And I remember being like, Alex seems nice. And I remember we like would exchange like little messages here and there, but never really like extensively. I feel like we were trying to figure out how to work together, but also like I can tell it was secondary to you, and it was also secondary to me. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you were one of those people in the beginning of the game that I kind of just like, let me say hi to him just in case he wins, so he doesn't say like, oh, you never talked to me, you
Mhm.
know? So, but then in terms of Austin and Barsha, like us three formed an alliance very early on. I think actually it was the first alliance of the game, uh,
Mhm.
newbie Slay. But I connected. Austin was my first call of the game, and we connected like instantly. And we had like I don't know, it was like a 15-minute call, and I was like, oh my god, wait, he's actually kind of cool. And then I got into alliance with Varsha, and I was like, wait, Varsha's kind of cool. And then I told myself, I was like, these are the people that I want to ride with, like to the end of the game. So it's pretty cool
Mhm.
that we got really far together.
I was gonna say, how crazy is it that you were in the newbie Slay Alliance and I wasn't?
Bro, I was trying to like live it. I was like, oh my God, this is my first org, you guys. And people believed me because I didn't know anybody in this game. It was
um,
hilarious.
Varsha, what were your first opinions of like everyone?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think there was definitely like similar to Alex, like definitely like an instant connection with Austin and Alex. I think, um, like I'm obviously like very like political and care about like social justice, and I think Austin and I connected on that pretty deeply immediately. Um, and Alex is just like such a charismatic, like lovely human, and it was just so easy to like talk to him. And then, here I think I talked to Alex Austin, and Austin was, and we were both like, "Who are you feeling?" And Alex was like at the top of both of our lists, so was immediately able to. And then I think you and I bonded over the candles, right,
Yeah, like
Donnie?
because you had a
Like,
Beyonce candle, and I
yeah.
had and I actually did. I will say, like, I was a little fake in my video when I like did it because I had my Beyonce candle was the one that I really wanted, but I had let my room, like my friend who lived next door, who is my roommate now, borrow it, and they weren't home, and I had to fucking film that video. So I'm like, I guess
Oh, so it's
Madonna,
Madonna.
yeah, I guess she'll do. But like, I
It's
remember that was
funny.
the first conversation. I think you messaged me
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I have a Beyonce candle. Maybe they'll both bring us good luck this season."
we did. They
Which
did.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we all made it super far, like almost as far as you can
Yeah,
with a group of
totally.
people. And then
I mean, I
also,
think
you go.
Donnie, for you though, like I was sorry, I just want to like I just want to say nice things about you too. But
Oh,
I just like I think like as far as vibes went though, like the like niceties that I have kind of naturally, like you were the person that I was like, oh, I think Donnie is like that level of like sweetness.
mhm.
Even though you probably don't think it was like it feels, I've heard you say like it didn't feel as genuine to me, but like there was definitely something about just like the friendliness that like you have that like really just drew me to you.
No, I think we had. I will say like. I feel like we were probably similar in like the way like
Hmm.
we both were kind of like bright-eyed. I knew a little more about reality games than you did, but like I think we had the same goal. I think we played similarly as well. Like even looking back at the game, I'm like, oh, Varsha was doing the exact same thing I was doing. And honestly, my one regret is like not like kind of realizing that earlier because like we were always
Same.
connected the entire game, but like Austin and Alex were so locked in, and then like Jackie and Kadri was so locked in, and it was just natural for me and you to be just as locked in as
Totally.
the other four of our 6-person alliance. And literally, I think it was the final 8 where I was like, Varsha, what are we doing? Like me and you need to be on the same page because they're always going to be on the same page. And what was going to happen is that like we were just going to be used. Like
Yeah.
we're both the numbers that they need, so they're both sides are gonna use us to get out the other side. And what would happen is that like if it was, like us and Alex and you would probably go home. And then if it
Hmm.
was us, Alex and me, I would probably go. And I knew that like going in. So that was like, yeah, I wish we did like got together quicker.
Yeah. The biggest regret I have is actually not being honest with you about like the Kadri Jackie and I convo because they're what is it, alliance that we had, because I do think that like if I had been honest with you about that, then like you would have been honest and we would have known that they were playing both of us really. Like
Yeah.
the realest
Hmm.
thing I had was with like Austin and Alex. I do really feel that. And
Hmm.
but I was confused and I'm like gullible and naive and I
I
don't
mean,
know. Like
we'll get there, but like truthfully, I
yeah.
will say I think we can all say like the 6-person alliance was mostly real. Like we were
Yeah.
all committed
True.
to each other. We all like helped each other throughout the game, and it was just like, of course, when you get down to 6 people, where you're like, I like everyone here. Somebody gotta go. That's kind of where it got a little dicey. Austin, what were your first impressions of like all of us?
Oh my gosh, I get to say nice things about y'all. My first call was with Alex, so like we both had we were each other's first. And I just remember like being so exhausted, telling like literally 18 people the same thing over and over again because everyone was like, "What are you doing today?" And I was like, "I'm at a competition with my students," like blah blah blah. And I could have just like copy and paste the message, and I felt like the first conversation that I had with Alex, I was like, "Well, I get to talk about something different." So like now I'm on the phone with somebody, and this feels a lot more real. And so I just like that we were able to have like a nice conversation and it felt like I didn't have to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like I was like, oh, let me go do this because it's on my to-do list. I'm talking to my friend. And I felt the same way about both of y'all, you and Donnie and Farsha too. Like out of everyone who I had initial conversations with, I was like, oh, I'm talking to y'all about something like interesting and y'all are like replying back to me and it doesn't feel like a chore to talk to y'all. And so I think that's why the four of us work so well together because it's like, oh, I don't care about being on the phone with you until late at night or like texting you throughout the day. Like it just felt normal and like not gamey.
Yeah, definitely there were some people in the game where it was like pulling teeth to talk to them.
Oh my
Like I
God.
can think of one right off the top of my head.
I can think of the one that you're thinking of,
Who am I thinking of?
Danae.
Yeah.
And Danae,
Queen.
okay, maybe we should hold off and she deserves her own segment, honestly.
Yeah. We'll get to the next segment. So the structure of the game was that every round there were 2 queen bees, and each queen bee was responsible for nominating 4 people. But every round, 1 or 2 people were. It's kind of confusing, but like 1 or 2 people were saved, depending on if it was a nightmare round or a sweet dream round. Which I don't even care about that, so we can like not even talk about that part. But like essentially, like 4 people be nominated, and the queen bees weren't saved, but there was people who were saved, and then like that's kind of how the game functioned from beginning to end. I did want to talk about round one because I mean I didn't forget, but like I forgot that Varsha you got nominated right away too. So like Fredo and CJ won the queen bee for round one, and then they nominated Austin, Varsha, Kadri, and Chanel. And I Austin, like how did you feel? Like going from your first game, getting voted out first, and then being nominated first.
Dude, I was like, what in the world? And then come to find out it was for like some stupid ass reason. Like Fredo asked me a question on like the main call and I like can't work a computer allegedly to save my life. And so I didn't hear him and I didn't respond. And so he put me on the block because he asked me a question and I didn't respond to him.
Oh my God.
We love our petty queen Fredo.
And
Fredo,
then I actually almost went home because wasn't the
Yeah.
vote like 10-7 or
It was close.
something?
Like
it was
I will.
close.
I told you that. Like so, my first impression of you is like I thought you talked about teaching too much. So I was like, he has to go because he's really smart. clearly. Like, I don't want anyone to be too smarter than me. But then, like, we had a conversation, and I mean, kind of what you were saying. We really connected. And I was like, oh, I can't vote Austin out because everyone was like, Austin is
Can't
the
vote
vote.
me out.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't do it. That would be so mean. He's so nice. So our conversation saved you because I think like maybe if I mean one or two more people just flipped your vote, you would have got out first again.
Yeah, I don't
Dude,
know why
like, and
Austin,
that night that I got nominated,
you were like not a fan favorite with like a lot of those people that first week.
no, and I was like, well, I don't know what the hell I did, but I like got on the phone after that. Like once I remember like after nominations going out, I messaged everybody. I was like, we should talk on the phone.
Mhm.
Do you want to chat? We should chat. I was like, hey, don't put me out. And just like trying to talk to them as much as possible, which I think ended up helping because then I had got it out the way. Like, what I talked to as many people as I can. Nobody can say I didn't talk to them, all that stuff. But god damn, that was stressful. Like I could not catch a break.
Yeah, you were going through it. Like the first few rounds, like writing everything down, like damn, Austin was nominated a lot.
A lot. I remember I went to I went in the VL and found the round that I got immunity the first time. And somebody put in the chat like, what's Austin doing? And they're like, he's resting. He's
He's
safe.
taking a
He said
break.
he's safe. He doesn't want any part of it. He's taking a
Mhm.
break.
Those poor.
Varsha, Varsha, how did you feel being nominated? Like your first game, you got nominated the first round.
It was horrible. It was a horrible feeling. I was like, I just because I also was on. I was visiting family. Like every time I go visit family, I stay for like 5 weeks. So I was on my way back visiting. I was literally on the flight in the late. Like I remember getting to the airport, having my first check-in with Sarah, getting on my flight, landing, and then knowing that I was nominated. And then I had this layover. And in the layover, I called, I think, Austin and Alex. Yeah, it was Austin. And I was like at a bar screaming at my phone, being so angry. And like, while like all these like people were just like, who is this weirdo? And why is she taking shots at a bar? Like and we don't know what she's talking about. And and then getting on my flight, and I think that was like I was able to join a group call or something, but it was a horrible feeling and it was super confusing because I was like, what did I do? What did I do to anybody? And now in hindsight, like I know that like CJ was really trying to take out what he thought was like big players, and those two people were Kadri and I. And because he did that so early, honestly, it did like actually like prevent Kadri and myself, I think, forever being big players, because there was like this overlooming perception of like these folks are going to be a big deal. And now because it's like that like identity had been like attributed, whether it's true or not, that was just what carried us throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, I
And it
was gonna
was
say you kind of lucked out because like I think because people perceived you as a big player, I feel like that's kind of even like towards the end when like we were like, I think we need to get Varsha. I think like even just that like Varsha's been so like she's been through it this game, but she got all the way to the end. People are obviously gonna vote for her. They like her more than they like us. Like that was kind of like the thought process. So I definitely agree. Like
yeah.
maybe it was
Yeah.
a good sign.
Did you guys have any idea, because this was a nightmare round, so we didn't know the queen bees. Did you guys have any idea who the queen bees were? Or like
I
any
didn't
thing?
I didn't learn until I got into the jury room. That's like when I learned. And then Fredo said that he was, he admitted to himself and he was like, but just so you know, I didn't nominate you. I love you. And then like through process of elimination, we realized it was CJ. But CJ wasn't in the jury like Discord channel, so like I've never talked to him outside of the game, and I have no interest to do so. But like there's yeah, I didn't. It was eventually, and then I think when it was confirmed with me was when like everything was released, basically when um Viver like released all of the like who is it, and I was like, but by the time I got to the jury room, I was pretty sure it was Braid. It was CJ.
Mhm. I didn't know either until the game. I think Alex, there was a point where me you and Austin were talking, and I think I could tell that was Fredo because like basically Austin was like, "Tell me." You're like, "No," but I know who it was, and I'm like, "Who would tell Alex?" I'm like, "If it's not Austin, it's probably Fredo." Like, so I kind of gathered that. Also, the fact that like I was safe too makes sense because I did connect with Fredo and CJ like pretty much right off the bat too. So I'm like, oh great, like they didn't nominate me, so I like whatever.
Yeah, Fredo and CJ, like as soon as Fredo won, he told me. And then CJ called me and I was like, "Oh, Fredo gotta go." Then CJ told me. And I was like, I was like, "Oh my God." And they had mentioned, okay, well, CJ had mentioned, I want to put up big players. I want to put up Kadri. And I was like, that's fine by me. Because at that point, me and Kadri weren't super close. So I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. He never mentioned Varsha to me because if he would have mentioned Varsha to me, I would have shut that down immediately. Uh,
Mhm.
and Fredo did mention Austin. But with Fredo, I feel like I didn't have much leeway yet to be like, no, no, not Austin, because like that would have been so obvious. It would have been like, why don't you want me to pick
Yeah.
Austin? So yeah, I didn't tell anybody until literally like finale night.
That was wild that you knew the whole time because like I none of us knew. It was like a mystery, like the whole game, like the first few rounds when it kept being nightmares. Like who the fuck is nominating these people like over and over again? Because it
Yeah.
kept being the same people too.
But I do agree that putting Varsha and
Right? Like,
Kadri up like really solidified them as huge players. And
Yeah,
but I feel like they were at that time because they were both very popular. Like
yeah,
every person that I talked to was like, "Oh, I love Varsha. Oh, I love Kadri," and
I agree.
I was like, "Oh, damn,
I
okay."
didn't know that. Thanks. That
This
was
is the
nice.
heavy hitter.
Well, it was like that's why I'm like I need to get Kaji and Versha on my side. Like I need to align with them because like they're very popular. They're gonna be like bigger threats than me always, but also like yeah, I'm like they're gonna take a lot of blame for everything that I'm doing. So I'm like this is great for me. So then Chanel went home that round. I feel like round 2 and 3 we can skip because like Jacob went home, Shemaya went home, whatever. But then round 4, I think that was kind of like a big round, at least for me, and I think Varsha too, because like Jack and CJ got Queen Bee, Alex and Austin were immune, and then they nominated. So we had, I guess there were
okay, you're
two
right.
alliances that I didn't know until after the game, but like they nominated basically like every person left in both alliances. So like Gabby, Jackie, Kadri, and Varsha at the same time. So we had like a quite a conundrum because like I remember being like, "Holy fuck!" Like someone from my alliance is gonna go home. Like, and I was like so nervous. I'm like, "This is too early." Like Jack and CJ, I was trying to convince Jack to put up CJ. Like that was like the goal, and then like yeah, that kind of backfired. But one thing I wanted to talk about you, Varsha, was the Stardust like exchange because that was like a big thing for that round. Can you like
Yeah.
say like what happened or if you remember?
I think I remember. Yeah, so there was like basically it was you and it was Donnie and I really
Mhm.
that kind of came up with this idea, right? So there were these two alliances, and then Gabby told everybody about the other alliance, which
Yeah.
was like kind of funny. But also like I don't think it was any like malintent with any of this,
Also,
right?
it
But
was the
like
same people too. So like, besides
literally the
Alex and
same people.
Austin, who I still had a
Yeah.
good relationship with, so I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah, and I think part of it was like I pushed for Alex and Austin to be in that alliance because like I had it was like so it was weird and confusing, but it didn't really matter too much. But yeah, there was
Wait, who
so
was
all
in that
four of
one?
us. It
So
was go ahead, yeah.
I was saying it was Varsha, Jackie, Kadri, me, Fredo, and Gabby in one
Hmm.
alliance. And I think it was basically the same alliance, but except me and Fredo is you and Austin, or
Yeah, it was
Austin and
basically
Alex.
Yeah,
Wasn't Sarah, wasn't it
Oh,
Sarah in
Sarah,
that one
Sarah was
too?
in it too. Sarah was
Sarah
in
Sarah
it
was
was.
too.
in both of them too.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, let's please talk about Sarah at some
Oh, she
point.
was
I
in
can't
both
wait.
of
I can't
them.
wait.
This was the
Can't
round
wait.
that Sarah got so fucking messy.
She got so messy.
So yeah, it was wild. It was because behind all of these rounds, Sarah was really pulling the strings. Like the reason why Jacob went home over CJ during round two was because of
Sarah,
Sarah.
yeah, because of
And
Sarah.
otherwise, and poor like we don't have to talk too much about Jacob, even though he is I think at fault. But like he was just kind of you
Yeah,
know
I think
it
he
was not
was
his
like
fault.
it at the hands of CJ, like a victim of CJ too, because it was me, Jacob,
Totally.
CJ in an alliance, and Jacob TJ was all that Jacob had, and CJ had a big
Yeah.
fat. So Jacob just kind
Hmm.
of got caught under CJ,
Mhm.
like railroad tracks. And then Jacob came for Varsha like all of a sudden, and I was like, what? Like I had no idea.
I think it's because of CJ. I think like because of that relationship, CJ just like has some things. But anyways, but yeah, basically what happened was the four like half of the alliance or two of my big alliances along with Donnie's were on the chopping block and we're like, we got to do something about this. So we concocted this idea where we were going to actually do a little bit of a switch thing because in the game you could buy things that would give you a little extra power. In this case, you could switch somebody who was on the chopping block with somebody else. So I was like, I'm gonna switch. I think there was a lot of back and forth. Like initially it was Kadri, and then it ended up being me, and then it like so I got myself switched out, and then put CJ up. And we tried to time it because there was a time limit on when you could actually do it. And I did it too early. I did it like with 3 minutes or 2 minutes to spare. And
Which
because
is crazy. 2 minutes to spare is too early.
I
Crazy.
know, but like, isn't that wild? But we were going to do it 10 minutes at first. But
Yeah.
what happened was the other side of this like divide heard because Sarah was a rat. And Sarah told the other side that this is something that's being planned. So the other side was ready. They had the money equivalent pooled.
Mhm.
And, I did it. And then 12 seconds later, Jack with their fast fingers erased CJ. So then it was just Gabby, Jackie, and Kadri left.
Mhm.
And I'm sure the viewers loved it.
Yeah,
Like
it was
I
it
would have
was so
loved.
fun. I mean,
It was fun.
even for myself, because I remember we were like we it was so stupid that we included Sarah because we didn't need her. And
We
I
didn't
because
need her.
I was
Yeah.
like very willing. Like I was like, this is my moment. I'm gonna buy an alliance right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna give my Stardust and they're gonna be stuck with me. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, guys, I'll give you however much you want. I think I had 10. So I was like, I'll give you all 10. And then we were like, well, maybe we should do Sarah because then we have to give a little less. And I'm like, sure. But like there was some hesitation, but we did it anyway. We included Sarah
I
and
think
we
it was my
knew.
fault, honestly, because I think I just like went in with this naivety where it's like I was worried that if we did include certain people, that like they would assume that some relationships were stronger than the others, and then they wouldn't feel included and they'd feel some sort of way. And that's wrong. Like that's a big learning that I have. And low key, I also like later, like a few hours later, went and told Alex and Austin in our own alliance that this was happening because I just was like, I want to tell everybody that we have a plan, and I trusted those two, and I obviously should have
Like,
because we're
guys,
still
I'm not
here.
gonna go anywhere.
It'll
Don't
be
worry.
okay, and this is juicy. So, yeah. But then we got spanked,
We
like
did get a little
really,
spanked, and then
yeah,
poor Gabby, like, cause I don't know what happened in the other alliance, the what social threats, I think it was called, the other alliance. But
yeah.
in the
Mhm.
homie comes like between Barsha, Jackie, and Kadri, that's when we started our 4-person chat, and we're like, I guess we're gonna vote out Gabby. Like that's the only choice. Like it's between the three of you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Gabby quit.
You
Gabby
think Gabby
quit.
would have gone home if she didn't quit?
I think Kadri had a big chance to go home that
I would have
round.
voted out Cadre.
I was gonna go put out Kadri, but like I knew that there was a chance he might go home, and I was okay with that. I'm like, if he goes home, then he goes home. Like
I thought he had the honey dipper by that point.
he did actually. Oh
He
my God,
did.
we forgot about that. Yeah, he did. He told us that he had the honey dipper. So I guess we knew that he wasn't going anywhere, but everyone else didn't know that.
Right, that's why the switch
Dude,
happened. Because
and I didn't know that.
initially I was gonna take Kadri off, but
Yeah.
then
Oh
he let
yeah.
us know. He pulled you, me, and Jackie, and this is where Jackie fucked up.
Yeah, and then I got blamed for it.
Yeah,
I
you
was so
did.
fucking mad.
Wait, what did Jackie do?
She told
She
Sarah about the fucking honey dipper.
she told
Oh,
Sarah about it night two when the honey
Yeah.
dipper was first found, and
Mhm.
then basically pinned it on Donnie.
And I never said anything.
dang.
I never even like, even Alex, you cornered me one
Ooh.
day and you asked me like, did you know about Kaji's Honey Dipper? And I said no,
Because I was
heard of
upset.
it.
You know why I
I was
was
like, never heard of it.
I was I was very upset because I had found the little secret mission that we had to do the honey dipper for with Kadri. And Kadri the entire time was pretending to do it with me. And so when he jumped up and said that he had a honey dipper, I was like, "Oh, okay, this motherfucker is here to play." So that's when I started separating myself from him. I'm like, "Oh, I'm first chance I get, I'm taking him out."
That was you waited a long time.
Yeah, I know, I kind of
It was quite a bit. So then, like, so CJ went home. Moving on to the next round. I think we'll talk about Sarah because I feel like this was her round. Round five with the whole CJ versus Sarah versus Kadri thing. I don't know.
Can I say so after the night that CJ got voted off, Sarah like was like I thought Sarah was like my girl, like from like because I did see when I was on the block, like I did see her like do the work, do the fact finding, try to figure out what was happening. And then that night after she like betrayed or whatever, and then but then that night after CJ got booted off, she and I got on a call and she just like crocodile tears sobbed to me about like she was like I don't, everybody thinks I'm a rat. I'm not a rat. I'm not a rat. And I was like, well, I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm a nice girl. And then I talked to Jackie afterwards, and Jackie was like, girl, she's lying. She's lying to you. And I'm like, but she cried to me. And it was so like emotionally manipulative. It was very strange.
God, Sarah was on one.
Yeah.
She was crazy. Austin, do you remember the like Sarah versus Kadri thing? I don't know if do you want to tell everyone what happened?
Dude, I kind of like I don't have a good memory of it, but like, because it's like Sarah versus Kadri versus CJ, right?
Yeah.
Like, is that?
So it was Kadri versus CJ. So there was a rumor started about
But
Kadri
how is
from
Sarah
CJ.
involved?
But because Sarah spread it. She was the one who spread the rumor.
Oh, bitch.
Wait, was it the homophobia thing?
Yeah, like that Kadri was homophobic
Dude,
because
and you know what? You know what's so hilarious about that is I never heard anything about it from Sarah.
mhm.
I got all my chisme from it from CJ because CJ was like, I know you're close to me and Kadri and you're in the middle, so I need you to hear it from me. And I was like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's crazy. The first time I heard about it was at fucking live night or
When they
whatever.
started fighting.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
This just came out of nowhere.
No, CJ also told me because he also basically gave me the same spiel as Austin. Like, you're close to me. You're because at that point, me and Alex were kind of floating an alliance with CJ and Jackie, which is kind of crazy. Me, you, CJ, and Jackie, which has been a crazy alliance.
Never happened.
What?
It never happened. But like we were like, okay, CJ, if you stick around, we're gonna make this alliance, and it's gonna be the four of us or bust. Because also I wanted to stay close to CJ because he won some. So I'm like, I want to, we're friends. Don't put me up. So he told me, and I was like, oh, like I don't, and I told him right away, like I don't really think that's true. Like I know I've talked to Kadri. Honestly, at that point, I did think Kadri was gay, so I was like, could not be factual, and like turned out he was bi. But then so the next call I had was with Sarah, where she literally was like. I was like, yeah, like I just talked to CJ. He's really upset. And she's like, oh, I know why. It's because I told him that Kadri's making fun of him, and I think Kadri's a little homophobic. And like, I was like, whoa, okay. So then I told Kadri, like, Sarah's spreading this about you.
Oh my God, T.
So that was like crazy because then, like, obviously CJ and Kadri kind of had it out in the chat, but they never really verbally like talked to each other, at least not in front of me. But then Sarah and Kadri, like, I remember Kadri being like, "You're fucking nasty," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "What?" I can't even
Dude,
find the
yes.
video. That makes me so upset. I don't know where it is. Maybe they didn't put it up for reasons, but like, I couldn't find the video of them arguing because I wanted to see it. But yeah, it was
Was this
juicy.
the argument during the live night or it
It
was
was
like,
during, I think, because did Sarah and CJ go home in the same night?
yes.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
like CJ went home and then was live night right after
And
it.
then it was Sarah.
But yeah, it
Uh-huh.
was that was
Dude,
wild.
I was shaking. I was shaking during that. I was like, oh, what's. And I remember typing in the Alliance chat, oh no, our alliance is over, something like that. I typed in the wrong one. While
Wait, you
Sarah
did
and
not.
Kadri were screaming at each other. Yes, I meant to type it in the chat with just us three, like me, you, and Alex, and I went to the wrong one.
Mhm. I
And
feel
I
like a
just left
lot.
it in there because I was like, well, it's dead anyway.
Yeah, she's going home. Whatever. Or as Lana said, Sarah's going home.
Sarah's going home.
It was so crazy. No, that live night was so messy. To when JT won, I was like, "Oh my God, what is gonna happen?"
I was so irritated because she put me up. I was like, me?
Oh, did she put you up?
Yeah, I got nominated that round because it was like, I will say, like, because of the structure of the game at that point, pretty much everyone had been nominated already. I think, but me and like maybe one other person. Cassandra, I think, was the only other person. So, yeah, I just got nominated. I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'm up. And it was like no real discussion. There was no time because it was live night. So I couldn't really like plead my case or anything. It was just like, you're going up, Donnie. I was like, oh, okay. And
But
I
it
didn't
was
get,
very clear that it
yeah.
wasn't like I remember being in like those they did this like round robin kind of room thing, and I just like honestly would find a room that nobody was in and just sit there because it was really stressful for me. And I was like, I'm just gonna be here by myself with Alana and not say anything. But like JT would jump into rooms and be like, "Hey, Sarah's the target. We're taking out Sarah. I'm done with her bullshit. She's gone," and then would like go to the next room. And it was really impressive actually. The first time I was like, "Oh, JT is."
Yeah,
Actually
JT
playing
is
a
locked
game
in
I was
for
so
once in her
happy.
life.
for once. That
I
was her
was so
moment.
happy that everyone was on the same page to get out Sarah.
I was gonna say, did you guys want Sarah to go home?
Yes,
Like I voted for her to go home,
me
but I feel
too.
like Austin, you didn't, right? Did you
Austin
say
did
that?
not.
I think I voted Danae. I voted Danae.
And then Varsha,
Why?
you didn't vote. You didn't vote Sarah either.
I
You
don't
I
voted.
know.
voted for Fredo. I
Why?
was still kind of being manipulated by her, honestly, and manipulated
Uh,
easily. Yeah, I was just like, because she would, because in that live night, she was like crying to me, and I was desperate at that point, like the second half of it, the round robins. I was desperately trying to find like Alex and Austin to be like, where is your head at? Just tell
Yeah,
me what
because
to
we
do, and
couldn't.
I'll do the same
They were
thing.
so mean. We couldn't chat with each other either.
Yeah, they took out the chatting
So
ability.
we just had to
So
go.
uh,
Oh, that was so
yeah,
stressful. Crazy.
yeah,
yeah, it
it was
was fun
a
though.
it
I
was fun.
honestly, part of me wanted Sarah to stay, but I was unclear, like, because like I think I was in a room with JT, Sarah, Jackie, and they're like, Danae's going home, and I'm like, wait. So I remember jumping on the call, and I'm like, wait. So it sounds like Sarah's going home. They're like, you know the plan, Danae, and I'm like, Danae or Sarah, because like also like both very good choices to go home around. I'm like, I don't care,
I'm
but yeah,
crying.
Sarah going home, I think, kind of brought us all closer because, like, I think that's when we formed our like 6-person alliance right after went home. Like, because we're like, I think you guys had lost Sarah, Gabby. Obviously, I lost Sarah and Gabby in my alliance. So, like, the two like social threats and the homie comes just kind of like, let's just all just be one alliance minus
Yeah,
Fredo.
yeah. Poor Fredo didn't get included.
Well, because he was like playing both sides, and it was
Oh,
very
he was
clear.
Yeah,
completely.
but so were you and I,
Yeah.
though, right? Oh
But like
wait,
playing both
but
sides, like voting for like
oh,
instead of voting for Sarah, he voted for Kadri. Or like instead of voting for
got it.
CJ,
I
Yeah,
like I
see.
was like, he clearly
Yeah,
doesn't want to work with this group. And
he
that's
was
fine.
kind of doing the same thing that Sarah was doing, just a little
Mhm.
quieter about it.
Yeah, and like
yeah,
I knew he wasn't gonna ever go against me, but like I was like, I don't know if I need to be a big alliance with you if you're not gonna work with everyone in alliance. Cause like I think with the homie comes, I think that's probably also what made me feel a little untrustworthy because they're like Donnie and Fredo are both really close. Fredo's not working
yeah,
with us, so Donnie must not be working with us either. So I just wanted to distance myself a little bit from him. But I still had a good relationship with him. I just like he didn't need to be in this alliance. Like that's okay. And we were better off without him at that point.
totally. Honestly, just because Austin said he didn't want Fredo here, that's why I voted for him. That was it. I was like, okay, well, Austin feels this way, so I'm gonna vote this way.
Hmm. So Sarah went home and then Danae went home. I think that was like very like fitting for the game. I will say like the round that Danae went home, Austin, you fucking nominated me. I was so mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did.
I remember being like, Austin's gonna fucking nominate me. I'm so pissed off. I'm fired up. I'm ready to play because we had just formed this alliance, the 6-person alliance, and then you're like, Donnie, I'm nominating you, and I was like, what?
Yeah, why did you do that and then you didn't nominate JT?
Because I wanted to keep JT close. And so I was like, oh, if I like do what JT says, then she'll trust me enough to where like if I need to cut her, it'll like I could just do that. And like I was like, oh, I think Donnie will trust me enough to know that like it's not serious. Although that wasn't the case.
I was like, first chance I get,
I don't
Austin's going
know.
up. I will say, like, I didn't retaliate, but like, I wanted to so
You
fucking bad.
didn't. Good job.
I wanted to so
Thank you. I
bad. It
know.
just wouldn't have been good for me if you went home. So I'm like, okay, I need to pretend.
Like in hindsight, it was kind of like it was a little stupid, but JT was so convincing. Like I remember I called her on the way home from work and she was like telling me this whole plan. And I was like, oh yeah. Like because she was like, yeah, you have like a really easy noms to do. You can just like say, oh, well, like Donnie's never been up, and then like go for Cassandra or something like that. I don't remember. I was like, oh yeah, I think I can do that.
Hmm.
JT like stayed
But who
myself.
even went out that round?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get any votes. I wasn't mad. I was like, okay, well, I'm
Exactly.
safe.
Wait, but who left?
Again,
Who left during that round though? I don't remember.
Danae.
Danae.
And Danae
Oh,
was
right. Okay.
so upset at me. She was so
Dude,
upset that I
I think she's still
dared
mad at you.
her. I'm sure
She's
she is.
still,
Yeah, I'm sure she like curses my name before she goes to bed every night.
I'm say right to her baby.
I should say congratulations on your baby, but I'm sure her baby hates me too.
I don't know. Little Rachel. I didn't want to talk about it here, but I still
Her
don't
name is
believe
Rachel?
it.
The
Yeah.
baby's name is Rachel? I love it.
Yeah, it's so cute. Oh my God. Love babies. Um, so then the next round, so this is actually probably the most juicy round, I think, like the double just elimination. Because so like I knew like after that point, I was like, I think I need to win something. Because I think Fredo told me too. I think everyone had won something but me. It's like everyone had won at least one challenge but me. I hadn't won anything. And I was like, if people keep nominating me as like a pawn, and I was like, that's pissing me off because I'm like, I don't want to be nominated. So I was like, I really do think I need to win and like show like I'm like here to play too. So that round was interesting because we had that little like game where you had to bet on things. And Jack and DJ like started an alliance with me. And I was like, oh great, I'm just gonna like use this to my
Oh.
advantage. So like I remember Jack was like Donnie and Jack, I will say I just like something about Jack that I just didn't connect with because like they would talk as if like they were smarter than everyone else. Like every time we talked to them it's like do this because this is best for you. So I remember being like, yeah, tell me everything. And then literally I jumped off that call and hopped on a call and I think it was only Austin and Alex. And I'm like, you guys, Jack told me everything that he's gonna do. So we just have to do the opposite.
You double agent them so
I
hard.
did. It was like crazy. And then ended up Jack disqualified, but Jack wouldn't have won anyway because I like we betted against him in like every single way possible. So I ended up winning Queen Bee, which I actually found out that was Kaji's fault. That version Jackie didn't win Queen Bee because of the way he like did something I saw in the VL. So me and Cass won Queen Bee, which we both just agreed like I will nominate you. You will nominate me. So I'm like, cool. Because two people were going home from that four people. So I was like, that's pretty high pressure. So even when I was like figuring out who I was gonna nominate, Austin, this is why I did nominate you. Because I wanted to, but I was like, no, Austin probably will go home if I nominate him. Like that was my thought process. I was like, he's gonna and like I think you would have understood. You would have been like, okay, I nominated Donnie, so Donnie nominated me. Ha ha ha. But I was
Yeah.
like I feel like Cass was gonna nominate two people from our alliance. Like that's what I thought. So I'm like, if I nominate Austin, there's gonna be three people from our six-person alliance on the block, and two of them are going home. So I was like, I don't want that to happen. So I was really trying to like get in Cass's head, like, okay, who are you nominating? And she actually told me she was nominating you, Austin. So I was like, okay, Alex, you're good. I'm gonna put Austin on my list. So if anyone gets switched off, it won't be Alex, it'll be Austin. Like, so then you'll just like stay on the block if that makes sense. But I remember Alex, you got blindsided basically, and Jack got blindsided too. So you were upset.
I was so upset because Cass told me, "Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it." And then all of a sudden, it's JT in Cass's ear saying, "Don't put up Austin, put up Alex." And little did I know that JT actually told Austin that she was doing this
Oh,
and she was saving Austin. And Austin never not once told me that JT was doing this. And I was left on the block. And I was very upset. And so I made it my personal mission to spend that money and
Yeah.
get her on the block and
Yeah,
get her.
because you bought a Switch and you switched yourself. Like you basically took the strategy from that round where like people waited till the last minute and you did that and put Cass up. So it's like the first time the Queen Bee got put on the block that
Yeah.
round.
I
And then
waited last minute, but like to the second.
yeah, you're like,
I did not want any opportunity.
yeah, there's gonna be
You learned the
no chance.
lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
was like, let me not pull a VARP shot.
sorry.
Also that round, I remember JT came to me and was like, you can put me up. And I was like, I was gonna put you up anyway, so like it's all good. I want to put you up because I was like, I'm not gonna put up anyone in our alliance. At that point, I was kind of in a sticky place because of everyone coming to me wanting to work with me, which was great for me. But I wasn't aligned with everyone but Cassandra. Like literally in an alliance. Like me, JT, and Austin had an alliance, and then the six of us had an alliance. Me and Fredo were aligned. So I'm like, me and DJ had the alliance with Jack. So I'm like, someone's gonna have to get hurt this round. So I'm like, obviously Jack was a big threat because Jack kept winning. So like we all kind of agree like Jack has to go. um, but then at the elimination, like Cass like did the like stinker and stole DJ. So and then DJ stole his vote back, and then Jackie stole DJ's vote, and that just like really made so like that really made me so mad. I cannot even tell you. I was like, wait, why is Jackie stealing DJ's vote? Like, it doesn't make sense. I think DJ was gonna go home anyway. Also, I was like, clearly Cassandra and Jackie are working together because why would you steal DJ's vote back? I was so mad. Like, legitimately, I submitted my votes earlier in the day, and I like asked Hivor, I was like, can I change my vote? And he's like, sure. And I was like, fuck Cassandra. Cassandra can go.
So funny.
And thank God that you did that,
Yeah,
honestly.
because I like voted for Cassandra twice too, because I had an extra vote, so I voted for Cassandra twice. Like, turns out like Cassandra went home because, and like the whole game, the rest of the game, it was like, who changed your vote to send Cassandra home? This is not the plan. And then it was funny that at the end of the game, it was like me, Alex, and Austin who all voted for Cassandra to go
You
home.
sneaks. Oh my
You,
goodness.
yeah, you were crazy. I remember I was like trying to figure out who did it for so long. And when I found out it was you, I was like, what the hell?
I just like was like so I like Jackie obviously and I like wanted to work with her, but I didn't want her to have other options besides working with our six-person alliance. And I
True.
was like, it feels like Jackie is trying to like open up the game, which makes sense, but I don't want her to have that option. I want her to like have to work with us because she swore that she was gonna work with us. So I was like, she has no other options. She's like, it's gonna be that. So like, Cass and DJ got eliminated, but then Alex. This is the round where like people thought we hated women because that kind of poured into the next round because we both were like, we have to put all the girls out.
I remember looking at like the review podcast that they would do, and they were like, that left a bad taste in my mouth that they wanted to get rid of the women because they were women. And I was like, I did not want to get rid of the women because they were women. I love women. But it was that I knew that it was the girls' alliance. And
Yeah,
so
it was
on the same,
clear to us that you all were working together. Like it
it
was
was
very
But
clear.
we
clear.
weren't though. That's the thing, is like we definitely tried, but like and maybe I'm the outlier here, but I definitely felt like I was working a lot more I mean I was working with Jackie and Sarah a lot. And then Sarah was really close with Cassandra, so she brought Cassandra in, and then Danae was in something, but that like actually was totally made up, and we all laughed about it in other alliances about how like ridiculous that thing was. But like and I personally don't feel like there was any sexism in it, just to be really clear. Like I
Right.
don't feel that way. It's just like the people were the people. But I think it was easy for somebody, for like the viewers to point and say that there was like this misogynistic thing, just like if there was like a queer alliance and like all the queer folks got put up. Like it would just feel the same way.
Yeah.
And I think it was just the people who made up the alliance,
And it was
more than
fair because I,
anything.
I legitimately think I saw a message where me and Alex were like, we need to have the same list. And we're like, let's put up all the girls. Like, And I'm like, yeah, they're all working together.
It comes
What's
off
wrong
that
with
way
that?
for sure.
Yeah,
But also, the very first one was during Black History Month, and I was the only non-Black person on that list.
yeah.
So it just things kind of happen on accident,
Hmm.
and
But I will
we
say
need
too,
to
I
be
think the weird thing was like it was clear that JT was our target. Like, it was clear.
totally,
There was
totally. We all knew
no
it.
there was no way around that JT was not going home that round. Especially because like then she like started in alliance with all of you guys on the block and left me and Alex out. And
That
we're like,
was, do you remember that, Austin? That was like Jackie put that.
Yes.
That was so funny. Jackie like exit. She was like, "Why am I in this? Like, I don't want to be here."
I was like, that's weird. So I'm like, of course you're gonna go home, JT. And like she like volunteered the last round, which was I was gonna say like JT was playing hard. I'll give her that. Like maybe not in the way that she thought she was because she didn't know the connection that
And
we
it
all
was too
had.
late. I
Yeah, it
think it
was too
was too
late. She was
late.
like locking in too late. Because truthfully, I will say, like, at that point, if JT had locked in with me and Austin, because we legitimately, I think maybe the first round, Sarah and JT cornered me and Austin to have this four-person alliance with them. And it was called, what was it? The adjectives. Because they labeled it like ADJS.
ADJS.
So like adjectives. So I was like, oh, adjectives alliance. And then Sarah went home, so we're like, we're just one adjective. Like that was but like it was like we never talked in that group chat at all. Like it was dead. But then like suddenly it's like we've been aligned this whole game, Donnie, blah blah blah. I'm like also I think maybe also you even told me that JT was there's the reason like you convinced you to put up me and not Cass, I think at that point or whatever the case is. So it's like, no, JT, you literally wanted me to go home, I hear. Like you gotta go. And she was spreading rumors too, like me, Cass, and Fredo had a three-person alliance. Like that was something else that I heard came from JT. I'm like, no, you're going home. Like, and that's just it. Like, you're
It was
done.
for JT. It was very unfortunate who won immunity that round because Jack would have gone home. I think even Fredo might have gone home before JT.
Hmm.
So and JT, it was easy for me to put up JT because I was just like JT, you literally told Cass to put me up instead of Austin. Like I'm putting you up and I'm sending you home. And then
Yeah.
her whole thing was, oh no, I volunteered last round. Like you guys should give me a pass this round. I'm like,
I'm like, no. I mean, I literally told her, I was like, I was gonna put you up anyway. So like, if that makes you feel better, you just made it easier for me to not have to have a conversation
yeah,
with
like
you. So that was
unfortunately.
kind of crazy. And JT went home unanimously. I will say we did all lie to her
That was
until
kind
the
of
moment
fucked
she was
up.
going on.
Did
Yeah,
But
we?
we didn't.
like
We
I
did
think like
all.
Yeah,
most of us are like Varsha's going home, and I think Varsha maybe you were like Jackie's going. Like we trying to
I
like
said Austin. I said Austin.
we made it confusing, so she didn't know she was going home until she got voted out. So she
And we
was
didn't need to do that
pissed.
because like at
Yeah.
that point there was no like surprises, right? Like we could
Mhm.
have been honest.
That's one of the regrets I have in the game where like I think and maybe this would have bought me a little more honor in the jury. I think I was still playing like cutthroat, but I could have been cutthroat to their face because at that point we had the numbers. There was no way unless like in a really unfortunate round where Jack, Fredo, JT won everything. There was no way that they had the numbers. Like if one of them even lost, we could just vote them out. So that was like I could have just been like JT, you're going home. Jack, you're going home. Cassandra, you're going home. Like I just could have just said it, and I didn't, which I think in the end people were like, Donnie lied to me. I thought he was locked in
No,
with me.
I think you're not giving enough credit to like how much like Jackie and Kadri just like poisoned that jury,
Oh, I'm sure.
honestly.
I knew that like too. I'm like
I
they
wish I still have access to the
Ooh,
chat. I don't
they
anymore,
were
but
they
I
were
would
not
love
living
to
for
see
me.
access to the
I know
chat.
I never seen the chat
um,
either. Actually, like people would be like, "Did you watch the jury chat?" And I'm like, "No, they never. Maybe they didn't on purpose. They're like, Donnie, they're all gonna cry." 'Cause, like I heard
No, I don't
that
want to
they
see the
weren't very
jury chat at
nice
all.
to any of us.
I
Like they
asked
weren't.
Ivor, I was like, can we see the jury chat? And he said no. I was like, oh, okay. But
Yeah.
I did watch the jury video, and I will say they dug into the both of you hard,
Mhm.
hard, and especially Jackie and Kadri. And they're such big personalities and such influential characters that they were bound to just like,
Hmm.
And
oh,
that's I think that was the thing that I didn't take into account again. Like I look back at the game and I'm not upset that I didn't win. I understand why I didn't win. I think jury management is a big part of the game. And unfortunately, like I mean, for all of us, the people that we brought to the jury phase where all people like that were like, if it was like a Danae, probably would have been loyal to whoever she wants to vote to. Jacob, like, I don't know Shemayim, but like maybe Shemayim, but like Kadri, like imagine putting Kadri, Jackie, and Fredo in the jury in a row. Like that was like bad like ordering because I'm like, Fredo went out upset at us. Jackie went out upset at us. And then
No, Fredo though was so funny because like he had this document where like he literally was like, what is everybody gonna ask? And he literally wrote something that was like Fredo, like I'm not gonna ask the actual question. I'm just gonna give a speech and like make it seem like there's a question in there. And like I think that actually is what happened,
yeah.
which is just sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
Oh my
No,
God,
you're
it was
good.
so strange.
I forgot what he asked or what he said.
I was
He
gonna say
didn't.
we can jump to the finale because I feel like the next three rounds was just kind of like Jack went home and then
Yeah,
um
but special shout out to Varsha for completely beasting that challenge and
yeah.
beating Jack because it was between you and Jack, wasn't it? Oh no, it was at the end it was Varsha and Austin, but it was Varsha versus Jack, and I was like, Varsha, please
What did
beat
I beat?
Yeah.
Oh, I beat him at the cup thing, right? It was like a
Yeah.
something. And
physical.
it was
That's
by
right.
a
Yes.
It
second.
was so quick.
Ugh.
It wasn't gonna be me because like as you guys saw in that round, like me and Jackie, I can't even solve a Sudoku by myself.
Yo.
The word doku, I was like, this is not like this is the worst thing I could have got. The
You
worst thing.
both look like you gave up at it. You were just
Well,
like, I
I
don't care
honestly I didn't
anymore.
know. I was like, what do we do? Because I just don't know how to do this. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Honestly, I think they kind of set us up too because we also had to write it ourselves. So anytime you messed up, you basically had to start over and write again. Like I wish there
Oh.
was some function on like the computer screen where we can like manipulate the
Hmm.
letters like easier because it would have been easier to see and like, oh, this doesn't fit here. But like they didn't say bring pencils, so I brought a pen. So every time I started, I'm like, well, this doesn't fit here. Now I have to fucking start over. And I was like, I was like, honestly, give it to Jackie. I don't give a fuck. Like we all were like against Jack that round, and Jack had to go home, and Jack did go home. So it's like, you know what? Whatever. I didn't need to do
It's such a
well
long
with that.
game.
What was the quote from that night? Because he was like, I guess I'm unanimously going home. And Condra's like, no, but you get to vote. Like, that was the funniest. Do you remember that?
But you get no, you get a vote.
No, you get to
And then he vote for Kaji.
He voted for me.
Something,
He voted
yeah.
for
Oh, he
me.
voted for you. Okay.
Yeah.
And Fredo voted for because Kaji Fredo got a vote that round too, and Fredo voted for Kaji, and then the rest of us voted for Jack because like it was just obvious that like Jack wasn't gonna win. They were trying to give us this sad sob story that we should take them to the end, and we were just not like we were like whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you were mean to me this entire game. I'm not being nice to you now. Like,
Yeah,
this is.
exactly. I'm like you're going home, and that's just it.
Like you're literally gonna win. This is the only opportunity. You've won every single round.
Yeah,
Like
almost.
Literally.
Except the round where like I changed my vote to not get Jack out, but to get Cassandra out, which people
oh,
were mad at in the viewers lounge. And I was like, well, I knew that changing my vote would have not sent Jack home. You got had to know that. Like me and Jack were already enemies. I'm like, whatever. Like we all want him to go home still. So if he doesn't go home this round, he's gonna go home soon. But
yeah,
yeah, that
Kat
was
was
like
kind of robbed. She was a good player.
she was robbed, but also like I feel like we were in similar positions. So like I was like, you know what? They're gonna be one of us.
I was happy that she
Me
went
too. I
because
was
Jack
like, fuck
was
yes.
targeted. Cassandra was not an obvious target, and Cassandra
Exactly.
probably pulled Varsha and Jackie and JT again, the Women Alliance, and done something with that. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like maybe not
Mhm.
against us, or maybe not against me, but probably like against one of you for sure. Because
like
like I don't think I was on Cass's list to go home. I did know that she wanted to nominate me, but not to go home, just to like put me up as a number. Um, the next round two was kind of interesting for us, Alex, because we tr- we tried to get in Fredo. It's like I think at the final seven, we're like, okay, obviously, like we all can't make it to the end together, so we need to like start making moves to like better position ourselves. And I think I determined that like I wanted to go to the end with Varsha and Austin. That was my like plan. I was like, I need to get to the end with Varsha and Austin.
No,
Oh,
it
not
was
me.
so
No, not you, Alex. I wanted you out so fucking bad.
it
Really?
was
Yeah.
Mm.
funny though because Donnie was like, "We, I want to do like a newbies winner thing," and in my brain, I thought you were still a newbie, so I was like, "Oh, so you wanted to be like Alex, Donnie, and I?" And he
And I
was
was like,
like,
no.
"No."
I was like,
No.
absolutely not. Like, I was like, okay, but for to set it up, I'm like, okay, if Kadri and Jackie goes home this round, it will give us the perfect shot at Alex and Austin the next round, like one of them two. Because I just knew you guys were all so close. So I'm like, I just don't have like I was close with Fredo. I knew Fredo probably wouldn't have voted for me. So me and Alex came up with this plan. We're like, okay, basically we need to tell Fredo that he's gonna go on the block and then we're gonna vote out Kadri. We're gonna blindside Kadri. That was the plan. We set it in motion. Like me and Alex literally joined a call with Fredo to tell him the news,
We
and
were
that
no,
just
no, we were
Oh my
so
God.
excited too. We were like,
yeah.
oh, Fredo, like you're supposed to be out. You're supposed to be the seventh person, but we're gonna let you win and we're gonna vote out Kadri. And the rage that filled Fredo's eyes was ridiculous.
It
He
was
was
so
like,
funny.
what did he say? I forgot what he said, but he was like, "How dare you?"
Yeah, he was like, if you put me up, I'm gonna be out. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna. You're not gonna be out, Fredo. We're not gonna vote for you. He's like, no, I mean, I'm gonna be out of this alliance. And we're both like, oh, this is not the way we thought this would go.
We literally thought he would be so grateful.
Because like we were giving him a bone. Like honestly, like it was a bad move for Fredo to not accept it. Like, and I get it, it was kind of dumb for us to like think that he was gonna be okay with it. But at the end of the day, like we had this 6 person alliance. Like the natural next person to go was Fredo. We were gonna whoever won, if it wasn't Fredo, he would have went up and probably went home. So I'm like, okay, we're trying to throw you a bone. We're trying to be kind of cognizant. I will say, Alex, I do think this is your fault because I told you we should throw the challenge to Fredo.
Oh,
This is only me, you, and Fredo playing for Queen Bee. And I was like, we should let Fredo win because he's not going to come after us. He's going to come after Varsha, not you, Varsha, but he was going to come after Jackie and Kadri. I knew I think the nominations would have been Austin, Jackie, and Kadri, and we could have still voted out Kadri. But you beat him by like 3 seconds in the challenge.
I don't know. I'm competitive, and at that point, I was like, no, I'm not letting anybody else be safe besides
That's
me.
fair. That's
So
fair.
I was like, okay, I can win this.
You
But
did.
yeah, Fredo, oh Fredo. But honestly, if I was Fredo and I was really upset at us, I would have held that in and be like, you know what,
Same.
fine, you know what, fine. And then if I would have won next week, then your ass is going on the block. You
Well,
know?
the worst part was that I
mhm.
actually, because again, like you were my next person to go, Alex. I'm just gonna be honest. I knew you're a big target. I'm like, Alex seems like he's in a good position. I think he trusts. I think you did genuinely trust me because at that point we had worked like rounds and rounds together. Like I think every round I was like, okay, Alex, what do you want? We compared our list together. That I think the round before that we like, okay, you won this one, but let's go to Fredo together. So we're like, okay, we're locked in. And I was trying to get Fredo to like be like fuck Alex. And I was literally telling him, like, why are you mad at me? Like, I thought I had nothing to do with it. Like, it was not my decision. I was going to push for you not to put up Fredo because I was like, well, you might put me up if I'm like, no, me and Fredo we have to stay locked in. I would have put up Austin in a heartbeat because I'm like, Austin still owes me for him putting me up. So I'm like, Fredo, why are you mad at me? And he just literally did not like budge. And I like messaged him the next day, like, do you think we can come to a compromise? Meaning like you go up this time, next round we go after Alex. He was not okay with it. And then yeah, we just I think I tried to
Told
talk
him
to him.
that?
What'd you say?
You told him that you will come
No, I
after.
didn't tell him that. I didn't tell him that.
Oh,
I wasn't like crazy because he would have just blurted that out.
yeah, no, when he tried to do his big old blow up in the main
Yeah.
chat.
And
That
me
was
and Alex were damage controlling so much. We're like, guys, he's gonna tell you all he's
yeah.
gonna tell you all these lies.
Before he did that, we went to Kadri and Jackie, and we were like, guys, he's gonna blow up. Like, don't listen to him.
He literally told us he was gonna lie to make it seem like we wanted you guys out. We're being kind of messy. And then yeah, then we ended up voting out Fredo because it's like He clearly doesn't want to work with us. I think I was like, I don't need an enemy with only 6 people left in the game who like someone actively coming after me. So that's why I was like, Fredo, you can go.
Yeah.
He definitely was emotional. It felt
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I just to say, I think that he was like kind of in love with Alex and it
Oh
was just
yeah.
jealous of Alex and Austin's relationship. Like
Oh
that's
for
what it
sure.
felt like. It was right. And that's really sad. I hope he's
Yeah.
okay.
He
I will.
probably thinks that I chose
That's how I
Austin.
interpreted it.
I will say meeting Fredo in person completely different than the fucking character he portrayed. He was
Right.
like the nicest person. I like honestly like so sweet. So like thank you,
I
dude.
love Fredo. Like
Like
I think Fredo's yeah.
he was so great. But like in the game, like
Mhm.
I remember we talked about it. I was like, you're so nice. Why are you such a fucking cunt in this game? Because like any moment that he had to be mean to anybody, like he was taking it. Like I heard that he made JT cry in the jury chat, like because he's like, I don't
Yeah,
fucking like you.
he was so mean to her. Like for it was unnecessary.
It's crazy.
But
And then the next round, so Fredo went home. Next round, this was the round, Alex. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm taking a fucking shot at Alex or Austin. I need to knock them off their game and let them know like this is not gonna be easy cakewalk to the end. So like legitimately, so the whole day we were trying to figure out who was playing for what. And like I was playing both sides. So I was in a perfect position because basically everyone told me what they were playing for. So Alex, I think basically, I could tell that you were trying to get as little people to play for immunity as possible, so you can have an easier chance of winning immunity.
Yeah.
So last minute, I remember being like, "Alex, I think I changed my mind. I think I'm going to play for immunity. I think I just might have a better shot because everyone else." But in reality, I just didn't want you to win immunity.
I was so upset. I
I
was like,
remember being,
too much blood on my hands. Like, I need immunity. Please give me immunity.
I was like,
Was this the challenge where it was like the zodiac signs?
"Yeah." Mhm.
Oh my God, I hated that challenge.
I loved it. I honestly challenges like that where it was like cumulative and rather than like timed, I just did better at. Like I think it takes me a little while to kind of get how to do it. But like in reality, I remember like looking at the results. I'm like, oh, I fucking beat everyone by a lot. Like none of you guys made it past like the second
Yeah,
challenge.
because we
I
I
can't
thought
follow
people's going
directions.
clear.
I made it all the way to 7. So I would have won Queen Bee if I went for it. And also I did have a conversation with Kadri and Jackie. Kadri told me that I should play for immunity, and Jackie told me I should play for Queen Bee. In reality, I was like, I'm always gonna just do what I want. Like, obviously, all of us are just doing what we want to do. So, like, I took into account what Alex told me. You wanted me to play for Queen Bee, and I was like, I'm gonna play for immunity. I think in that position, like, I knew that, like, I felt confident that, like, I'm on a winning streak. I'm not gonna lose. Um, so then I play for immunity, and I think Austin, you won Queen Bee by default because you were the only other person who scored more than one. So then me and you were the queen bee and I was immune. And yeah, then like since Austin nominated, he nominated Varsha, Kadri, and Jackie. Obviously, he wasn't gonna nominate Alex. But I had a plan. I set the plan in motion. I talked to Varsha about it. I was like, this is going to work. This is how we get one of them out. And basically my plan was to tie the vote and go to deadlock. And I knew I talked out like I literally wrote it out. So like we had all the information. I was like, okay, guys, this is how it's gonna go. I feel like Alex and Austin will probably vote the way that I want to because they need my vote. So we're all gonna vote for Kadri because that's the person that we want to go home. And then I think like Varsha, you were like, well, you're gonna vote for Kadri and I was gonna vote for you. So it tied the vote. So like me, Jackie, Kadri voted for Varsha. Varsha, Austin, Alex voted for Kadri. And I just knew, I'm like, I know Alex so well. He is not gonna risk going home for Varsha. Like he's gonna change his vote so quickly. He's gonna be like, oh, if it's gonna be a deadlock, let's just all switch our votes to Varsha. Fuck it. But I had the plan. I was like, but then we all switch our votes to Kadri. So I was like, it was gonna work. I
It
knew
was
I
a
was
good plan.
it was a great plan. But then like this fucking fight between me, Jackie, and Kadri happened. And it just kind of like I don't know, I just felt like there was no like and for me, I was still willing to do it, but I think they just did not trust me so much after that that it was just like they were willing to let Kadri go because they didn't trust me, it was so stupid. Like looking back at the conversations, like, and Varsha, you could probably chime in here a lot more, but basically they were like, Donnie is gonna tell Austin and Alex about the tie vote, which I'm like, why does that make sense? It wouldn't be a tie vote if I told them.
Yeah, there was like I think it was like the round where and Jackie joined like the stealing of the votes nightmare round. Like that was like the moment it was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't trust Jackie's strategy that much, even though, but there's some sort of like cognitive dissonance there. There was like that just didn't quite make sense where they're like and I remember saying this, it was like, well, if they're like, well, Donnie's probably just playing the other side. And it was like, I don't think Donnie's playing the other side because I'm actually on the other side. And
That we
sometimes
were
I'm
in
more so
different
playing
places, yeah. Like I was
right.
on their
I was
side and you were on
I
this.
was I was like actually playing this side. So I was like, I don't think Donnie's playing that side very much. But it was confused. But like, and I was like, and even if that is the case, like it doesn't matter because then we're just fucked. Like it just does if that's what's happening, then like it doesn't matter. There is no like pathway for us to win. Like it just doesn't matter. So and but those two were so connected in a way that was really helppful for them for a while, but just like really just turned into this like if it's not us, everybody's the enemy. And honestly, Donnie, like I know that like you really feel like the caramel not the caramel chocolates, what was it? The like was like the you, Kadri,
The
and
chocolate
Jackie
chips,
line.
yeah.
That's such a great name. But
Mhm.
I also like even now I'm like I think only Jackie and Kaji could answer like which they would have prioritized between like that one and the one that we had. Because it was really since like the Honey Dipper round was the round that they didn't have trust for you. Even though I, was like, I don't really know. But like there was always it was pretty early on in a way that felt like it was seated and it all stemmed from Jackie being dishonest about the Honey Dipper. Like
Yeah.
that's where all of it stemmed from. And from that
Mhm.
moment, it just trickled down. But they were really nervous about like Donnie playing both sides, and because of that, they just shot themselves in the foot.
Mhm.
Um, and didn't want to like play risky at all. And if they had, the game might have ended differently.
I think like it was just such the perfect plan, at least for me. And I will say I was
Totally.
safe, so I didn't care. I was like, you all can play Russian roulette if you want to. I know I'm not going home. I don't care. At this point, I'm like, I don't care who goes home, just as long as not me. And also, I was like very adamant that Varsha wasn't gonna go home either. So like, I remember the only reason why I was okay with voting for you because I knew if it was deadlock, you would be safe, and that it would be
Mhm.
between Jackie, Alex and Austin. I'm like, I don't care who goes out of the three of them, to be honest. So that was kind of the reason why I was like so open to it. One, and for two, I just knew like Alex has been so strong in this game, and I think without having Austin there specifically, you would have been a little weaker. One because Austin was like blindly loyal. I think I asked you, Austin, like, would there ever be a chance you would go against Alex? And you're like, no. And I'm like, okay, like, and I even said something like, so, but what if Alex turned against you? Would you be upset? And you're like, no, I would still vote for him in the end. So I'm like, Austin is just loyal to Alex,
Austin loves
100%.
Alex.
No, I know how to pick them. I know how to
You
pick them.
do. Because
Yeah,
if it
you
was me,
do.
I would have been like, hell yeah, let's get Alex out today. Like that would just improve everyone's chances so much
If
more.
I feel like if Austin would have gotten me out, like solely voted me out, or was Queen Bee and put me up or something, he would have earned mad respect.
So
I
much.
think he would have won,
I think it would have
honestly.
like bought you so much favor,
Dude,
Austin.
that is my like learning. I took that learning to future games. I was like, let me get people out. Let me like not be so blindly loyal all the way to the end because like that's not as fun. And I was like, ooh, I read back in the chat. I was like, damn, I should have done that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I
So I
felt
did
bad
another
because,
game. I
like,
did it in another game that I did, and I was like, ooh, that felt good. I got Anthony out.
yeah, I felt bad because going into the finale, I knew the questioning was gonna be along the lines like, "Oh, you and Austin were the same person. You guys voted
Yeah.
the same." So I had to shit on you on the jury, and I had to be like, "Fuck Austin. He's a puppy dog," and you know what I mean.
And
So
Is that what
I
you
mean,
said?
no, I didn't say that, but I
but he
pretty
was a puppy dog.
No.
No offense.
I
I
pretty
love
much
his
Yeah.
puppy
said
dog.
I was just like, oh, like Austin has told me that he wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for me, but if Austin wasn't here, I would still be in the finale. Like just
Mhm.
pleading my case, and I think it helped.
No, that I just like for I honestly I think I did a good job with all six of us. I felt like I was like working on building trust with all of you guys. Like there were honestly, and that's why I was so mad at Kadri and Jackie. Even though again I did think about getting Kadri out because I just wasn't as close to him as I was to the other five of you or four of you. I was like Jackie and Kadri. I literally had so many chances to put you up. Like I won in a double. I could have easily, and it was a nightmare. I could have easily just put both of them up, and one of them would have went home. The round after that, I won as well. I could have easily just put me and Alex literally like we're not gonna put up Kadri. Like he might go home. Like people might jump against him, even if it was something Alex wanted to do. I like was like okay, like we're almost like working together. So I was trying to build that trust, and like I think Alex and Austin, I was also working like with you guys closely, where I'm like I think they trust me because I'm like working really hard to like make everyone trust me. So I was like I didn't get the untrustworthy thing from them because I really was loyal to them until like again like there was a point where we all had to not be loyal to each other because only six of us left, and at that point Jackie and Kaji weren't winning anything. So it was like if you won Queen Bee, then yes, like then you can get mad at me because there's options besides you or Jackie to go home. But at the point, it's like it's gonna be one of you guys to go home because there's no one else to choose from. And I was like very adamant, like Varsha is the only crutch I have in the game because Varsha is in the same position that I am in. Like she needs me and I need her because if we just vote together, we have all the power. Like because Alex and Austin can't vote without either one of us, and Jackie and Kaji can't get anyone out with either one of us. So that's kind of what I was like functioning under. So I was like so confused why they were so mad at me. I'm like, I didn't, and even if they were mad because like I didn't basically side with them towards the end, I think they were just mad because I didn't play the game for them rather than being mad because I turned against them. Because I truthfully only until the final seven, that's the only time I ever even thought about getting Kadri out. I never even once floated his name once. And Jackie too. And Alex, you actually told me way earlier that Jackie was throwing my name around. And I still didn't even do anything. I like kept it in my back pocket. I didn't say anything. I played it cool. I'm like, you know,
Why I
it's
said that?
fine. Yeah, you told me because I think you literally said like Jackie has been telling people they can't trust you because you
Uh,
were so easily turned on Fredo, who was your number one ally. So
yeah.
they can't
That's
trust.
horrible.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I turned on Fredo because I was in an alliance with you, bitch. Like that's kind of how I felt. I was like, I couldn't have both.
Jackie was so confusing because I remember like I went up to her and I was like, girl, we gotta start turning on our alliance. And she was the one to be like, ooh, like Cadre, right? And I was like, oh,
She
okay.
Like,
was fishing.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I
They
was like,
would
oh, I didn't know that was
spend
a possibility.
every night, they would spend hours after everybody else had like basically logged off. They would just spend hours on the phone, just having like where they would like draw diagrams and stuff and just like really talk to each
I
other.
saw
And I,
those.
yeah, there was, and it was something, and I don't think they thought they were bigger than they actually were, right? Like, but I do think when I would talk to production about some of it, I was like, it feels like there were some really dumb moves made by people who think they're really good at these games, and they're
Yeah.
all like, yeah. There's something about like they were all just, and I even talked to Sarah about this, of like everybody was just kind of jumping at their own shadows.
Yeah.
And maybe it was like past trauma or past like, learnings and experiences that they got from different games, but it definitely did not help a lot like between CJ and Sarah, Jackie, Kadri, Jack, like there was just a lot of like bad moves that was made throughout this game because they were playing, I think honestly, with just a lot of new folks that weren't making those kinds of moves that they were expecting.
Yeah, I think maybe Alex, you can like answer the question. What do you think like because I don't think you played that way. I feel like you were very calculated. You weren't just like making moves for the sake of them or like even if you didn't trust someone, you weren't just like basically making it so they did not trust you besides the Fredo situation. So what
Yeah.
did you think you did that was different than like the other veterans playing?
I mean, I was very straightforward about what I wanted. Like I evaluated who was left in the game and I pretty much listed them out and gave them a tier ranking. Like who do I think would work with me going forward and who do I think would nominate me? And at that point, once we got to jury, Danae, nothing to me. DJ, nothing to me. Cassandra nominated me. Like if I it made no type of sense to me to turn on my alliance. I think the difference between me and Jackie and Kadri is that they didn't win any challenges. Like I
Wow.
think if they won challenges, they could have done a lot more like damage. I
Yeah.
also think them getting rid of Danae was a terrible move for them.
Terrible plan. But also, like, I will say they didn't want to get rid of Danae, but I think actually it was me and you who didn't flip our vote, which is why Fredo stayed over Danae.
We were very adamant, like, okay, Fredo needs to stay.
Because and I wish I knew earlier in the game, because I thought that Fredo was in my pocket, and I think he was in yours too. I wish I knew that even sooner, because like I would have like been like, yeah, let's work with Fredo too, like have a separate chat, because Fredo was kind of the wild card to me, which is why I was okay with him going home at whatever point, because I didn't know exactly what he was gonna do, but I knew that he wasn't gonna go against me, but he also wasn't gonna do like Kadri, for instance. I didn't want Kadri to go home because that wasn't beneficial to me. And Fredo didn't care. He wanted Kadri to go home. So I'm like, he's not playing to benefit me. He's just not playing against me, which is
Yeah.
kind of like the
I don't know if you guys experienced this, but was there a point where Kadri just kind of was very complacent with everything? Like as soon as we got into the six and that it was gonna be like definite that it was the six, he stopped talking to me in my
yeah.
DMs.
I remember that being one of the main reasons why I was okay with
Hmm.
Kadri going home at the end. Because I think I talked to Varsha about it. I was like, we talk in our group chat, yes. But like I literally have been asking Kadri, like, let's have one-on-ones. Let me check your team.
Yeah,
Like, and he just would not like do it. So I'm like, well, even going as far past the game, I'm like, me and Jackie have talked. We have late night conversations about not the game. Alex and I talk about not the game. Austin and I talk about not the game. And Varsha and I talk about not the game. But Kadri, we only talk in this group chat. So we just don't have the relationship. And not that I didn't like him, but it was like we I my relationship with everyone else is a little stronger than the one with
You know, it's
you.
wild. Like from the beginning, and like that whole like rumor of like big threats or social threats or whatever. Like everybody thought that Kadri and I were like super close, and I didn't have a single one-on-one conversation with Kadri the entire game. Like there's
That's
no,
crazy.
yeah, like not a single one. I had like DMs that would happen, but there was not a single conversation that I had with Kadri, and we
I
kept saying
probably
like we'll have it, but we never did.
I probably had three, maybe. And most of them
Yeah,
were in the beginning of the game. I probably had more one-on-one calls with Danae than I did Country.
same, right?
Yeah, it was just kind of crazy. So like that
Same.
that was just kind of like weird, and like that's why I was like, Kaji, you so not talking to people. So like how can you be mad that like of course like other people have other options besides you
He
because
was
you're not
talking to
even
Jackie, and Jackie was talking to everybody, and he was really Jackie was, as Austin was to Alex, was
Mhm.
Kadri's,
And
but
that's why I'm like
very different.
me
Where
and you
Alex
should have
was
locked
Austin
in
was
that
Kadri's,
way,
yeah.
Varsha. We should have like
I know.
linked up because I think that would have been kind of interesting going into the final six with like three duos, but only one is gonna go further, and that just ended up being Alex and Austin, but based on who won, not based
Yeah.
on who liked who or like who was better. Like truthfully, like I wish I had a chance to get out Alex because again, like I knew he was gonna be a big threat, but it's like, well, I can't win everything by myself. So like it's like
At the end of the day, though, I was so happy that you three were the top three. Like I actually like I was really happy with
oh
fifth place, honestly. It was like I'm good. And I'm glad with who is moving forward. So just for your sake, it would have been better for your game for sure, Donnie. But I was good with where it ended.
well, I mean, honestly, me too. Because even looking back at the game, I'm not upset at it anymore or anything. But like, I don't know. I felt like Alex and Austin, you never really said anything bad about me. It was just like this. Like, I think I was always number four to you guys. Like in like your ranking, you wanted me to go far.
no, no, no. You were always in my final three plans. I knew I did not want Varsha to be in final three because I knew Varsha was going to sweep the jury.
Mhm.
Um, like, and I felt like I had plenty. I knew Kadri
Mhm.
was going to sweep the jury. I knew Jackie would. I knew Varsha would because they're just three very like,
Mhm.
people. And not saying that Donnie and Austin are not likable, but I just think that my resume held up better against theirs.
No, I
I
agree.
don't think Kadri would have, honestly. I
I don't
think we
think
gave
Kadri would
Kadri a
have
lot
either.
more. Yeah, Jackie
I
maybe. I also don't think I would have compared to you, Alex. Like I think if it was you and I, because your game was just so much better than mine was. Like my game was just that I'm like nice and that's it.
yeah.
But your game was actually smart and strategic, and all of my game was based off of moves that other people did. and I just benefited from, honestly. Except for maybe in the ones that I did try to do kind of failed miserably and I got spanked. So like I don't
Yeah.
know if I completely agree, but I appreciate the compliment.
I really do think like now that you're saying that, like, and I thought about it before. I think probably my ideal final three would have probably been Kadri and Austin. I think I would at least stood a chance against those three. I think
Oh, for sure.
what happened to me is that like our alliance was just too good. Like we like had so many great people where it was like truthfully I didn't think any of us were bad at the game, but I also knew like for myself like I mean, I felt like I played a really good game and I like was very strategic. I was like kind of scheming, but like really like looking at the numbers and being like, we could do this, we could do that, we can put our Stardust together. I was always the person like being like, we're not down. This is our plan. And I think like if I ever played like the Hive again specifically, I think I could just be a little more outspoken because I have the social game to back it up. Like I had the numbers to not vote me out. Like I was on the block 2 times. I never got a single vote until Jackie. I was like, that's pretty impressive. Like not going the whole game without getting nominated or
You think you would
whether.
be a hero or a villain?
So the thing is, I think if
Ooh,
production
Okay, we
picked,
should all
villain.
answer.
yeah,
We should
yeah,
all answer. Okay, I think that Donnie would be a villain.
yeah. I think like
Villain.
if production picked, I would be a hero. But if the
What?
cat, because I truly was not that me. Like truthfully, like I wish my regret is not linking up with Varsha sooner. But also my regret is that if people were gonna see me as a cutthroat villain, I wish I would have just played that way. Like I legitimately wish I didn't consider like, fuck it, fuck you, Jack. I'm putting you up because I want to. Like the end. Like I wish I just did those things, but I was like really like respectful like people's feelings and like I
Yeah.
wasn't.
You just like pretended to be in an alliance with Jack and then completely like sold all his secrets.
I did, but like also Jack thought he was playing me and I was just playing him better. So I felt like that's like I didn't go
Oh,
to Jack for
that's what a villain would say.
Yeah,
but I
for
didn't go to
real.
Jack and be like, let's start an alliance. Jack came to me and I was like, and I could tell like the way he talked to me, I swear to God, I was like, he thinks that he is smarter than me. He thinks that he's controlling me. But
And
in
like all the
reality,
things that you're saying is
yeah.
very villainous.
I mean, maybe
Yes.
You're
I'll
not
own
helping
it.
your case. Varsha and Austin are heroes down, and I think me and you are villains.
I'll own it, but like honestly, like I just wish I played even more villainous because I was trying to be nice. Like I legitimately was. I was like,
This is you trying to be nice.
yeah. Like think if I was like actually mean. Like it would have been so fun. I would have been like, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. You guys, I have to go. I have to go to sleep because I have class early tomorrow.
Mhm.
But this was so much fun. Thanks, Donnie, for hosting.
This was so much fun. Thank you for coming.
Yes, this was so fun.
Love you guys. I'll
So
keep you
fun.
updated on my life.
We'll
Okay.
talk soon. Excited for your
Bye. Do
graduation.
good in school.
Thank you.
Bye. So like
Ooh, we
we're
should
still
go to his graduation.
we should oh my god.
Oh my
Pop up.
gosh, can we?
That'll be fun. I can plan it. So I don't know what other questions to ask before like we end like the recording, but like do Varsha, I guess like what is your biggest takeaway from like the whole experience? I know it was your first time. Would you ever play another game?
Like at the end of the day, like like you, the reason I came into it was to like make friends, and it was a lot of effort to make some like three friends that I do consider friends, and I love that like 10 months later we still talk in our group chat like at least once a week. Like that feels
Yeah.
really special to me, even if it's like it's just
Yes.
really cute, and I don't think that's a
Yes.
normal thing though. I think that just speaks to like us all being really fantastic and like like really good people. But I don't think I would play a game like this that is as time consuming as this one was. Like I didn't quite realize going into it like how much it was gonna like just take up all of my free time, and like I like lost weight during it. Like I didn't I was wasn't doing great at my work because of it, and that was a little frustrating. But the overall kind of but the idea of playing a game like this does sound fun to me, just something less time consuming.
Yeah. I mean 45 days was so long and like
Yeah.
obviously you lasted like 40. So, like, I don't know how many days
Gosh.
exactly, but that's a lot of time to like just talk to people every single. I mean, it's probably why we all feel so close. We talked every day for a month and a half,
Seriously. Hmm.
like
Hours.
consistently for hours. Austin, what about you? What is your biggest takeaway? I know, like, you played a few other games since now, like
Oh
from
my
the
gosh,
hype
yes.
specifically.
Um, my takeaway from the Hive was like I think I truly understood like how people win these games. Like I feel like I've watched Survivor and Big Brother and just been like ooh, excited by the challenges and like people getting voted out and stuff like that. But I felt like I was like, ooh, this is like the inner workings of all the strategy. And I was like, oh wow, like Alex won because he knew what was going on all the time.
Yeah.
And then like now when I need like play more, I need to do better at like knowing what's happening because then
Hmm.
that's how I'm gonna win. All the times I've played since the Hive, I've made it far. Like I still get far. Like I did a game over the summer and I got sixth, and then I just finished one like right before Christmas, like maybe like a week or two before Christmas, and I got fourth. And so like I figured out how to get far, but I just don't know yet. Like jury management, I can't figure that out. Or like making big moves, or even if that's even my personality, I just don't think it is in me, which I'm
Hmm.
okay with. I feel like I want to play like Rachel on 47.
Yeah, like very strategic, very smart, but not cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
See, for me, I think kind of opposite of you too. I feel like I learned that like people gravitate towards me like just naturally. I think like I'm a nice, like warm person. And then also like I think I do have
Hmm.
the like cutthroat mentality that you need to kind of play these games. And I just think I just need to combine the two. Like I think I can be a little like because people like me, I don't think I need to be scared of like blowback for things, or I don't think I need to be scared like of like, oh, if I do this, like I think it'll just benefit me even more. I know going into the finale, like people just kind of underrated my game, and I think all the things mixed together, like depending on the jury, like maybe people would have seen Alex as more cutthroat as me, or me like was a little more strategic, but like behind the scenes, like people might feel differently. But I also like know I can be a little more dominant because of the way that like I connect with people. And I also am smart. Like I am very strategic. So like I can almost think my way out of situations too if I do encounter them. And I just need to like give myself space to do that. Like do all the things, not just two of the things, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
because like
I
I
wish
said,
I was less afraid. This is what I was saying. Like, I wish I was less afraid of like blowback, which is why I sometimes get afraid of like making, not like making moves, but just like moving my agenda forward or like trying to like try something out and be like, "Ooh, I guess that didn't work, whatever." But then part of me is like, well, maybe I don't need to change that aspect of my gameplay because that's also like part of my personality. Like, I will always be afraid
mhm.
of what happens next because that's just like who I am and there's nothing wrong with it. So that's something that I'm still trying to figure out. Like,
No, I definitely
hmm,
think Austin, like from my perspective, I think you play really well. I think the only thing that you could do differently is like towards the end, just like start playing like how do I get to the end now? Like, okay, like I've
I
brought my
know.
ally, and I think that you will be like very like I know we're gonna play a game together soon, and not telling you to cut
Oh
me.
yes.
But like, and we can talk about that in a second. But like, legitimately, I definitely think like final eight, final seven, final six, final five. If you just even thought about taking Alex out, I think you would have been in a better position because at that point, all of us wanted to take you to the end. So like, you would have got to the end regardless of what you did, and just kind of like, yeah, just like leaning into that, like, oh, I people don't see me as a
That's one
threat.
of my like biggest org regrets. I'm like, damn, like that is such an easy fix to like
Yeah,
what would have
and
like
you
made
had
my
the
game even
position.
better.
You were in the position to do it, and I think that's why I'm like, I think that's why people maybe didn't respect your game at the end because you had to like final six, like you could have put Alex up and then like really got no blowback from it because I also think like yeah, Alex would have probably been mad at you, but I also don't think he would have badmouthed you to the jury, and I think you would have gained some favor with like Chaos and I mean JT voted for you, Fredo voted for you, so you already had their votes. DJ would have been like, holy shit, like we thought Austin wasn't playing, but look at him. So yeah, I think that you should do that. And then Varsha, like, truthfully, I think you played a great game too. Like, obviously, like, you made it all the way to the final five, and I will say you would have made it to the final four because I was not gonna let you go home on the final five if you didn't want to leave at that point. Um, but I think, like, again, like, probably similar to me because, like, if, especially when people like prep you up, like, you should just like own it. Like, yeah, I'm a big threat. Like, I am. That's me. And I'm gonna go all the way to the end because that's who I am. But I think between the three of us, I think what we all are is just a little too nice. Like we're a little too considerate of other people. And that just kind of like didn't do us justice. Like even for myself, like I know like I can be considered a villain, but I think like a villain because I was too considerate of other people's opinions when I could have just like been like, oh, I'm just playing for myself, and that's not villainous. Like being like, I'm just playing the way that I think I can get to the end. But yeah, so there's that. But I enjoy playing with both of you a lot, like a lot, legitimately. Like I'm so happy that I met you guys. I'm so happy that I met everyone. Truthfully, I think you, Austin, and Alex are the only people I like keep up with like consistently. I know me and
And
Austin.
today.
Yeah, we have like a group chat. Not we have the group chat, but also like we have like me and Austin have like a streak on Snapchat. So at least hear from Austin once a day.
That's so cute.
Alex keeps breaking our fucking streak, but we have a streak now too. But I think it's like 12 days though, because he keeps breaking it, and I'm like, Alex.
What a butt face.
Mhm.
What a butt face.
Yeah, I wish more people talked in the reunion chat because I feel like there's like no talking on the Hive VL, but like some other ones I'm in, like there's a lot of like discussion happening.
Yeah,
Mm.
only Danae talks in
But I
there.
think a lot of people just like, yeah, a lot of people just like kind of fell off the face of the earth. Like I've even because I feel like in the org community, there's just like a lot of overlap with all the games that people play, and
Mhm.
so the ones that I've done and the games that I have played, like the Hive people have done them before. They know about the Hive, or like vice versa. And so I've expected to see like, oh, when I played Kaleidoscope, I would see like a random Hive person, and like didn't happen. And I just like, and there's some that I've like been in the VL for, like I have them added on, I have them on Facebook, and I just see like their cast list. And I never see people like Jacob, Shemayim, CJ.
Yeah,
Kadri was in a game that I was doing, but it was like a Squid Games one, and so there was like 200 people in it, and I didn't realize he was in it until like he got eliminated
like
when they
what?
Oh
said his
wow.
name.
He
Mhm.
has a baby now. Like
Yeah.
he's foster.
Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
fucking baby. Oh my god, so exciting! I'm so happy for him.
Oh.
I think I'm Facebook friends with him or something. I don't
I'm
remember where
friends
I
with him
saw
on
that.
Instagram and I saw it and
Mm.
yeah, so happy. Honestly, like I think between the three of us, like proud of us because like I mean also I know you played one game before, but like we're all pretty new and like the fact that
Yeah,
we made it three of the final five, like props to us. Like because we were like I think we were all a little bright eyed, like for sure. Like, oh, like this
totally.
is how you
Oh my
play.
god, yes.
Like so there's so many moments where I'm like, oh, I was so naive. I was so naive in that moment. Like I wish I like thought a little more. Like Sarah was a huge blind spot for me.
Sarah.
Like I
I
like
like
trusted
Sarah
Sarah.
like fucked with me. Like that whole thing fucked with me for a little bit of just like who what is humanity? And also like but we talked and everything's fine and she healed herself. But like
Good.
there was those are some pieces where it's like this isn't normal, but like I
Yeah.
don't know if it's normal or not because I've never done this before. But it was yeah, like they're the people there are super cool and I think everybody needed a break because from my understanding, even hearing from like my friends who have been in previous seasons, like this was just a really intense and very good
Yeah.
season. Like it was a really fun one and felt like a lot for me at least.
It was. I mean, even the fact that like JT was mad at me after the game. I'm like, what did I do to you? Like,
She also needs some healing,
like I was like,
like
what is this? I was like, I didn't honestly, I didn't even think of you that much in the game. Like, I mean, like, not that I was mean to JT. Like, I gave her the chance to get to know her, and I think that was like her critique of like, you got to know me, you pretend like you're my friend. I'm like, I just got to know you because I'm a nice person. I want to get to know you as a person, but also like again, like looking back at the game, it didn't make sense because again, like I knew that JT was coming for me at a point. Like, she literally like the round you nominated me, Austin. I even remember production being like, "This is risky because Austin wants to keep Donnie, but JT wants Donnie out." So like this is risky that Austin put Donnie on the block because JT might try to rally the votes to get out him. So the fact that like I knew that, and I didn't know during the game, but I kind of had a feeling because again I like
Hmm.
like you said, you wanted all the information. I do think for some reason I was in a position where I was getting at least a lot of the information that was happening on the surface where I'm like, okay, like this person said this about me.
Hmm.
I didn't know like how close some people were, but that didn't matter because I'm like, I kind of know like I'm in the know about a lot of workings of the game, not about the personal relationships. So I was like, JT, like I don't know why you're so upset. It didn't make sense to me. Like I still feel a little weird about her. Um, like just in general. Like she comments on my stuff sometimes. I'm like, I mean, hi.
Wait, still?
Yeah, like not in a
Oh,
mean way. Just like, hey, oh, I see you're doing well, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, like I was super nice to you, and then like you tried to like ream into me so much, and I'm like, and I was still nice. Like even in the I wanted to say so many fucking things to her, and I didn't. And
mm.
I'm like, oh, she's the nice. The
Oh.
niceness is winning. That's why I'm like, I'm not a villain, guys, because I didn't say what I wanted to say to her.
No, I mean, yeah, there's the nicest thing you can do is to be nice to yourself. Just like don't entertain people that you don't need to entertain, you know? And being, yeah. It's weird. There are some characters that like Sarah, JT, CJ, maybe DJ. DJ was is an anomaly, but like
Oh.
Danae is one of those
Danae,
people.
they're just like I worry about them as humans,
Me too.
m like moving on this earth, you know? Yeah.
Before we go, Austin, do you want to like quickly? I don't want to say like our strategy too much because I
I want to hear about this game you're playing. Can I hear about
yes,
it a little bit? Like, I don't know if I'm breaking rules.
no, I don't think so
Oh
because
my
we haven't even
gosh.
started
It's
yet.
so the concept is interesting. So Preston and his friend came up with this game called Duality, and it's everyone's in a duo, right? Okay. And so like you do the regular comp. It's basically Big Brother but duos. So like you do the comp and then two duos are head of household, but I forgot what they call it. And then they
Sphere of
nominate,
influence.
right? And they nominate two other duos to be eliminated. And then like we all vote for like one person to leave.
Mhm.
And then like the odd person out is safe from their duo. And then like everyone switches duos, I think, right?
No, so the person, so say if like it's me and Austin and one of us gets voted out. So like if I get voted out, Austin now gets to pick a person to steal from another duo. So then you'll be in that duo, and then the odd person
Only one
out
person.
would be safe until the next round, where that person would join the next duo that gets kind of like split up, if that makes sense. So like in the next round, if you so Austin, you stole Varsha, so Alex is out. So Alex doesn't have a duo now. But then Varsha, you go home. Then Alex will be partners with you again, Austin, because you don't have a partner. If that makes sense. It's kind of
No,
like
that makes total sense.
it's like
Like
the
one round
Fessy
you
Bessy.
steal.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So that I
That's scary for the two of
it is
you.
scary. Like I was thinking too, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like obviously like Austin, I'll say this out loud, like do what you gotta do. Like if there's ever a point where you gotta come after me, like do it and like vice versa, like it's a game. So like don't
And
ever
then
feel
tell me about it. Will you text me though and let me know? Just I
well,
want
I
to
know
know.
like other people from production like have played other games together. It's like, oh, this person fucked me over. I'm not friends with them anymore. And I'm like, I wouldn't care like if you
Yeah.
got me out.
It's
Like,
not that deep.
yeah, it's not that
It's
deep.
not that deep.
But like also it would be fun to like really try to like, like we just said, like we have some things that we wish we did differently. And it would be really like to
I know.
kind
I
of
feel
like
like I'm better at these games now.
yeah, but it would be fun to like really like take strategy and like compare notes and be like, these are the people I'm talking to, these are the people you're talking to. Let's make sure we're like
Hmm.
I'm excited for it. I don't know exactly what's gonna come of it. It has not started yet. I don't think I even understand how a person wins, to be honest. But like it's okay.
Yeah, it was
It
like
has
it
to
was
change
left
at
out of the
some point.
instructions. They made like a really nice like document and it's like color coded and like has diagrams that like explain how the like it all works. I was trying to like visual like photo memory see it in my head to explain the rules, but I'm just like, eh. They also said it's supposed to be like low maintenance. Like they're not even making like call channels for us.
Uh,
Like it's only text. So I'm like, oh, thank the Lord, I can just
yeah, that's
text
gonna be
y'all.
nice. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. But yeah, I think we can win. We should go to the final two together. I don't know how.
Of
I don't know how
course,
that works. But at some point we should go to the
dude.
final
Yeah,
two.
I don't even know.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Also, like when I
Like how
saw,
many people are playing?
I think 16. I think that's at least that's what
Oh,
the PDF said. But I don't know. When I saw the game, I was like, oh, I feel like Austin would be good at this, so I'm gonna be partners with Austin. So you're the first person I thought of. If that makes you feel
yeah.
anything.
It does make me feel good. I saw it and I was like, ooh, I think I want to play, but who should I ask? And then I just like left it alone. I was like, eh. And I was happy you messaged me because I was like, ooh, Donnie was actually going to be one of the people who I was going to see. Because I feel
Mhm.
like out of all my friends who do these, I've like, oh, I've gotten it out of my system. Like, oh, I've played with you before. Because there have been a lot of people in like my first game that I played who like I'm friends with because the VL is super active. Like people are messaging in it all the time. That I've now played with them like either in a mini or just like in a returning season. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to play with you anymore.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, we only played the one time together for a long time, so like that is also probably like I think I
But no,
know
like
you
I want to
well
do it again.
enough,
Yeah,
and like we've met each other in person. It all makes sense. It all makes
it
sense.
makes sense. It makes total sense.
We just need to meet Varsha one day.
It'll happen.
I'm gonna
It'll
come
happen.
visit you in Seattle. Honestly,
Oh
that's
no, that'd be great. You have a couch,
yeah.
you have a place to stay. Seattle's like come during springtime. I also like I have so at my workplace like after you work there for 5 years you get a sabbatical. So and I was planning on taking
Oh
it next year,
wow.
but I know so I'm taking a 3 month sabbatical from May to August this year. So
Oh,
I'll be
awesome.
road tripping. So if I stop in Chicago, I will
Yeah,
plan to be there when you're there over the
yeah, and also
summer.
you have a place to stay too.
With your
So,
big beautiful apartment, it's
nah,
so gorgeous. I love it. I'm so
thank you.
jealous.
The humongous apartment.
Yeah, I was laughing at your comment, Austin, about like the point 0.5 zoom because it just looks bigger. But honestly, it is like I'm planning a birthday party, and like right now, like I'm like at like 60 people that I'm inviting, and like
Holy
Yes.
we're
shit.
like
Like it looks
we can fit more, we can fit double that.
really
I
because
thought
I
you were
feel
going
like
to Oakland.
the Snapchats I've seen of your apartment look smaller than the video.
I am going to Oakland for my birthday. Well, I'm going to San Francisco. But so
Mhm.
what I'm having like three birthday celebrations. I'm gonna be so I'm going to San Francisco for work. So I'm gonna be there for work. So I'm just like kind of tacking it on because we're done on the day of my birthday. So like the morning after the morning after we're done is my birthday. I'm gonna fly to San Francisco from La Jolla and just spend
Cool.
the weekend there because I have some friends there. And then when I come back another friend wants to have like a joint work birthday party with me. So I'm like, great. And we've done it before. And then I have two other friends who are like, let's have a joint birthday party. So that's when March 1st, I'm having a birthday party. So if you guys are in Chicago, you're welcome to come. But yeah, it's gonna be fun and like I said, like I think the most we fit in this apartment, and I actually was at the party even before I lived here, it was like 120 people.
Cool.
So I think
Holy
yeah,
shit. Wait, when is your birthday?
February 7th, so just like in 3 weeks, 3-ish.
Oh, so excited. Are you turning
Oh
29?
fuck.
29, yeah.
Cool. Fun.
So it'll be a good age.
29 was fun. Austin, you're 32 now? How old are you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
32. And Rachel, how old are you?
32.
I don't even know how old you are.
23. No, no, 31.
Imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all I mean, Alex is kind of like the baby because
He's the
what is he?
baby.
25, 26?
26, I think.
I think he's
Yeah.
26.
Yeah. And then like 26, 29, 31, 32. It's
Mhm.
crazy. A good age gap. Or a good age gap also like at this point in my life, everyone feels the same age. Like wherever I live.
Seriously, there's a point where I'm
Right.
like, yeah,
Hmm.
like this was so fun. I missed you. I miss you all. It's like
Yeah,
it's so nice having
Yeah.
national friends everywhere. It's
I
like
agree. Wait, let me actually close out the podcast.
yeah, sorry.
And then, yeah, we can like, okay. Thank you for all listening to the podcast.
Thank
That's it.
you.
That's
Happy
the close.
birthday.
That's the close.